Hi everyone! Okay, first things first. We're not supposed to be streaming. OBS is very broken right now, which might be why you're seeing some weird stuff. I'm not gonna touch anything because then the stream might go down. I'm just gonna pretend like everything's normal. Hello everyone! Welcome to my birthday stream. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I'm gonna switch over to chat. Yes, everything is fine. This is a normal stream. This is status quo. We're good. Whispers, thank you for the merch plug. I don't want anything for my birthday. Well, I mean, a new computer would be nice, but that's it. That's it. Okay. I'm very nervous for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, this isn't a full debut, so I don't feel like I should be nervous, but I am. Clear mic! Yes, we got a new audio interface. So now you don't hear weird hissing sometimes for no reason. You get our little Leela. Thank you. Oh, also thank you for the hype train. It's called a treasure train now? That's kind of weird. Why'd they change the name? And also, Nora, thank you for the biddies. Horse, thank you for the resubby. Mr. Sev, thank you for the resubby. Nora, thank you for the resubby. Okay, so I'm going to very, very slowly ascend. What is this? What could it be? Are we still called the Sheep Squad? You know, I have some new names, but I feel like we shouldn't do that until debut day. I feel like it's bad practice to do it beforehand, like it's bad luck. Oh, that was a rare form of hype train? Oh! Okay. You learn something new every day, even though I've been streaming for 3 years. This is news to me. Aw, thank you, Whispers. I appreciate that. It is ears! It is ears. Do you guys have any guesses so far as to what I am? Like from the emotes? Thank you for the happy birthday! Oh, it was recent. It was recent. Oh. We have fox. We have dog. We have kitsune. Wow, you guys are good at this. You have... one of those is it. Exactly, Rickley. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm gonna miss the old model too. I mean, heck, like, I made that whole animation and everything. Like, at the time, it actually felt authentic. I didn't realize how much it was more of a reflection of, like, past stuff than, like, where I am right now. You know? I wish I knew then what I knew now. Then I wouldn't have had so many models. $10, you're a VTuber right now. I am a VTuber. Congratulations, you got it right. Yes, this is one of many models that I have for this one. I always wanted a pixel tuber. And so I was like, you know what, for the soft launch, there's another one I could have used, but I was like, you know what? Especially because my PC is being weird. The PNG tuber is the safest route. It's also really cute. I always wanted a pixel model, and now I have one. Stranger, hello! Hee 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 hee. Wolf and Shoes clothing. I love pixel models too! Oh my gosh! I am here. Hello! I'm so cute! I once said we love you no matter what form you take. My statement still stands with no challengers. Yay! Isn't she cute? I love her! She's adorable. Okay, so she also has some things to note. I I can't show... Well, actually, hold on. I'm getting ahead of myself. Never mind. Forget what I just said. We'll get there. Trumpet, thank you for the resubby! Thank you, thank you!
LilaoftheWind.
So, I have a little controller! Isn't it cute? It's like a PlayStation controller. Yeah! And what I like about this model is it actually has quite a bit of Japanese motifs. However, I got this model before Twitch implemented their no hips rule. So, unfortunately, there is a portion of my model that is technically off limits. It's illegal for Twitch, but that's okay, because I came prepared. Guess what I have? I have... the LilaoftheWind 2 Hip for Twitch award. Now, whenever I need to hide hippage, that's okay, because you know what? I have this, and better yet, I'm not like a criminal. I'm just, I am an award recipient of the most highest caliber. Yeah. Most people have not earned this award. They didn't think about it. So, to show you the whole thing, I'm going to carefully self-censor myself. Wow, this is going very well. I thought I might accidentally show hip. But you know what? This is working out. Okay, so I'm going to carefully... Oh, wait. Okay, no, that's fine. I'm good. You didn't see anything. There's no hip. There's no hip. I'm too hip for Twitch. This is impossible. But see how cute it is? It's like a little dress, but it's also like kind of kimono style too. And no hip. No hippage. There we go. It's perfectly censored. Too hip for Twitch. You have thighs. Shut it down. Yeah. Hips, thighs, they don't exist. They're like giraffes. Okay, everyone knows. It's just like the animal version of flat earthers. Okay, giraffes don't exist. Who told you that? Curse you, Twitch TOS. I love how I got this model. And then like a year later, they were like, those things on the side of your body, illegal. Why? I actually know why. I listened to the interview and the logic was very sound. But that doesn't mean that I like it. Because I still don't, even though it makes complete sense. Bam. Time to play the game! The game! When I heard that in Soma, I thought that was in the game and it was terrifying. I was like, did they mod the game since the last time I played? Who is this man? Hi, female scary. You know what? That's probably what it is.
Somebody better be dying.
I remember seeing that moment in theaters and thinking it was comedy gold. You know what it is? There's too many powerful women on Twitch, and they were like, this has gone too far. In 2025? Powerful women? No. That was so 2020. There's no boss babes anymore. That's mythology. We've moved on. I am. Ah! Well, alright. I've been banned, guys. See you later. I am in jail now. I am in jail. My 2 hip for Twitch award didn't quite work out the way I planned. I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I did that. I was doing so well. It's okay. No one saw that, right? No one's gonna put me in jail. You care about me too much. You wouldn't do that. After 3 years of friendship. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I was doing so good. It was perfect until it wasn't. I guess that's life in general, huh? Oh my god.
Bye, everyone. Remember your own therapy.
Do it again. I wasn't looking. Because I have the award, they can't say I did it intentionally, therefore I am not a criminal, because it's only a crime if you meant it. If it's accidental, it doesn't count. It doesn't count if it's accidental.
Hey, who left this bowl of onions here?
Oh, speaking of which, it's, as far as OBS is concerned, I'm not streaming right now. So, there's no stop recording button, there's no stop streaming button. It's just like, would you like to start streaming now? So, there might be a VOD, but there might not be a VOD. We'll see. There's a good chance you have all arrived at the very first, unarchived Lila of the Wind stream ever, completely by accident. So congratulations. Exactly. In 2025, women aren't allowed to have hips. Just got back and already canceled. Jeez. And you know what I'm gonna have to do? I'm gonna have to take my ribbon and post it to both sides of my 2D model when I debut. Thankfully, I can just anchor it to my model, so I won't have this problem again. Yeah. It's just gonna be an asset. Yes, Trumpet, exactly. I decided that tonight I'm gonna change the Discord server emotes. I'm excited! I've wanted new emotes for so long! You even got some animated ones. Aw, stranger, thank you! Just enlarge the ribbons where only your head and hands are shown. I am the award. Guys, I am the prize. Okay, so to anyone who hasn't... Actually, you know what? I should get the URL. So, I posted a video yesterday with some updates about what's been going on. And apart from, it's my birthday! Yay! I'm gonna drop the link in chat for anyone who's interested. I got a new diagnosis recently. I'm okay, by the way. I want to preface with that. I do have stage 1 heart disease, and that new diagnosis, along with the hypothyroidism, has really made me reevaluate my life, which I feel like everyone with a chronic illness has that at some point, you know? And this model and everything to do with it was initially part of like a much bigger project with a whole bunch of other people, and it didn't end up working out. But that's okay. However, I was still gonna do something big anyway, like on my own, and then I got this diagnosis and I was like, I need to be more sustainable about things. Because when you have stage 1 heart disease, your body is more sensitive to stress than the average person. And hypothyroidism already does that. So I was like, okay, we're gonna have to be more sustainable about our ambition. Which is why I decided, you know what, I'm just going to have this rebrand. Initially, it wasn't going to happen. Initially, I was actually going to have multiple channels with multiple models doing different types of content on each of them, because the YouTube algorithm likes that a lot better. And I thought people would also like to like only subscribe to the content they're interested in. But with this news, I was like, that is a lot of work for one person. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep things simple. And that's a big reason why the rebrand happened when it did. Apart from, I've been holding on to this model for 1.5 years. And that's a long time. I mean, that's almost 2 years. And I was ready for a change. So, yeah, I'm going to be doing things more sustainably. I still love big projects. I'd still love to do them. But I need a team. And that's also why, in real life, while my PC's been all weird, I've been studying really hard to get into a new industry. Hopefully, it works out. We'll see. I'm not 100% sure if, given my diagnoses, I can work, but I really hope I can. And I think if I work hard, it's possible. Exactly. One person can only do so much. Some people can, but not everyone. Yeah, exactly. And I don't want to burn out. Lizard, hello! Thank you for the first time chat! How are you? Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's really sweet. I'm doing good. I'm going through announcements right now. Thank you for the good night, Fave Wolf. Aww. I really appreciate that. Exactly. I have so much resilience. I feel like if you could summarize me down into one word, it would definitely be resilient. I'm not gonna give up easily. Phantasm, hello! Exactly, Cage, exactly. I mean, I'm really interested in this new field. I think it'll go well. But either way, I'm in a very...
I'm really happy.
I'm really happy too! I'm in a very good position. I have a lot of support, so either way, I know I'll be fine. But I am determined! Thank you for the follow, Lizard! Thank you! So, health stuff and rebrand. The full rebrand's gonna happen on August 22nd. And today is the beginning of the soft launch. I'm really excited. I also have a whole bunch of, like, Japanese themed content for you guys that I hope you like. I put this together so long ago. I'm so excited for you to see it. And I'm also raising funds for a new PC. Orange's Borange very generously gave, and we're already at 20% of the goal because of them, which is awesome. Wait! We're at 24%! Oh my god! Miami, thank you for that. Don't know if you happen to be here. I'm not sure if Miami is here. But boom, there's a link if you're interested. But it's gonna be my first custom build by myself. I've been studying to learn how to put together my own PC. Everyone gonna need a new PC in October? I swear, every October, my PC became even more unstable. Like it was haunted. Our haunted PC is a thing because I feel like if a house can be haunted, then a PC should be able to be haunted too. That makes sense. You know what, Uni? You're not far off. Got my first Google certificate the other day. It's supposed to take you 9 months to go through it, but I did it in a week because I have IT experience. What am I playing? Myself. My life. Right now, in real time. Macs are nice, but you know what? Apple computers are really, at least in my opinion, they're expensive. They're worth it, because they're made for a creative, so it makes sense why they're expensive. But expensive. So expensive. Whoa! Your PCs lasted like 5 years? That's amazing! Normally PCs start to get outdated at year 3. That's an achievement. Yeah, man. I can't just get a certificate from Udemy. Everyone's got that. Gotta get some prestige. Especially when you don't have a degree in computer science. Those are the people I'm competing with. I gotta upskill. With the best of the best. Whoa, you had a PC for 12 years? Okay, that's impressive. I think the longest I've ever had a PC was 10 years. 7 years? Holy crap. That's amazing. Wow. You know what? Maybe it's just because I'm on Windows? I get maybe Windows is just that bad? Huh. Rip my HP desktop. I have an HP Omen. Poor thing is not designed for my use case, and it's shown from the very beginning. At the 1-year mark, it was already starting to choke, and I was like, ah, well, that does make sense. I make a lot of stuff. Really? You just use laptops? Well, I guess if you have a PC fan, it's not so bad. Whoa. Windows 7! You know, randomly I've been missing Windows Movie Maker. I wish we could still, like, have special effects without having to pay out the butt for it. Thank you! Yes, exactly. It is more cohesive. I love it so much. I love the design. I really recommend learning to build a PC if you can, because you're never going to get as good of a deal just buying something off a shelf. It's nice to be able to pick the parts you need based on the performance you want. And I imagine that the PC will last longer that way too. Exactly! I'm definitely a desktop girly, because laptops, they overheat so easily. Stranger, I miss making music. I've been thinking about making something at the same time. A big reason why I'm hustling so hard right now to study is because I don't just want to be consistent with content again. I also really want to have like a proper team. Like I want a video editor. I want people who can help me out with stuff. And having money to invest in streaming would really help with that. Also, I'm at, let's see, I'm 6 months post-treatment for hypothyroidism at this point. And so, like, you know, before this point, I couldn't do as much as average people. And I still have my limits, but, like, I think I can drive, and I think I can work, and leaving the house is a lot easier. I have more of a bandwidth for socializing. I've been networking. So, like, I can actually live now. And to be able to have an online life alongside the offline would be really nice. Exactly, Uni. Yeah. I have mine on a little platform that lets its butt breathe. I've never heard anyone describe, like, the vents of a computer as the butt. I approve. Cage, I'm so excited for you too! That's so beautiful. Well, you guys know a lot about computers. I shouldn't be surprised. Professional tail pressure. Hello, Saint Villain. Thank you for the first time chat. I am a Kitsune. Nice to see you. Oh my gosh, my stats might be going up a little too quickly, actually. I started a website the other day to build my portfolio, and like someone thinks I work at like a proper company already, and like they work with IBM, and I'm like, uh-oh. I'm doing a little too good with my branding strategy. I don't know what to tell people. I'm like, you know, it would suck to break the illusion and be like, you know, they think I'm a whole ass company, and I'm just like, I'm a tech intern at my own home lab situation. Like, it would be so underwhelming. I didn't know you would be debuting so Kitsune. Oh my gosh. Are we gonna have Kitsune dad jokes now? Is that gonna be the new norm? Exactly, Rickley, exactly. And I always wanted a team from the very beginning too. I just didn't have the budget for it. And I'm like, if I get a really good paying job, then I can splurge on streaming and it wouldn't be a problem. Dude, I hope... I wouldn't mind working for the Geek Squad. I love their name. They're like the Power Rangers of the tech nerd world. I want to be a member of the Geek Squad. I haven't heard of Radio Shack in so long. Is Radio Shack still around? I am hopeful. I'm gonna work really hard. I almost have a second certificate. I'm very proud of myself, actually. I think I'd be a very good tech person. Yeah! I'm excited. I'm excited. I also have so many games that I haven't played yet, including Mirror's Edge. I really want to play Mirror's Edge. Are you guys familiar with it? I know it's an old game at this point. It might even be considered vintage. But I have the first and second, and I can't wait to play it. It's in VR? Really? Oh, you know what? I didn't even think about that. Because it's a parkour game, similar to how some people have car sickness. If you play it, you can get woozy. Oh no, I'm very susceptible to car sickness. Well, wait, I'm not playing the VR version though, so I'm probably fine. The graphics are amazing. Even despite how old it is, I look at that game and I'm like, it's gorgeous. How are you with boats? You know, funny you should mention it. I like boats. I might be able to drive one soon. We'll see. I don't think they should let me, but it might become an option. I live in an area where boating is a really big thing. I can't say much more because it would dox me, but boating sounds like a lot of fun. I did not expect a money you should ask. I do a lot of things. I have a lot of interests. Well, actually, I guess that's pretty obvious when you look at my content, like reaction videos, music, voiceovers, animation, writing strange memes. Exactly! I'm just glad we're at a point where indie artists and entertainers can be successful and sustainable. Because boy, do they need that right now. Corporations are not the most reliable, unfortunately. That is the weirdest, but also like such a turning point that I'm grateful for. For a while, I felt like I wasn't reaching my full potential by like freelancing, and now I'm seeing all these layoffs and I'm like, I'm so glad that I never 100% was on the conventional path, because boy, it does not seem to be paying off for a lot of people right now. There's so many people, especially in the creative field, who've been losing their jobs recently. And I'm just like, guys, become a VTuber. Become a VTuber. Build your own business. Be independent. Who knows what's gonna happen? The past few years have been insane. If there was a time to pursue your dreams, it would be now. What? My twin sister is planning on joining the best sailing team in the world. The only problem with it is there are an excessive amount of boats on the lawn? Do they have to keep it on the lawn? Is there a marina nearby? I mean, I've heard that joining a marina can be expensive, but I've also heard that just owning a boat in general can be pretty expensive. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm so glad that I'm a VTuber. So glad that I'm a freelancer. As much as I do hope to break into a 9 to 5, I'm also like, I am never 100% relying on that. The era of staying with the same company for 50 years and having security is long gone. Thank you for the happy birthday. Thank you. Yeah, I'm very excited for your debut, Cage. The ocean is free. You know, if you just got a boat and you parked it on a river and you lived in it, you don't have to pay rent. Life hack. It's true. Heck yeah, stranger. There's always someone with a bigger boat. Don't get into boats. Pro tip from a college professor. Whoa! My stepdad bought a rundown boat years ago and turned it around like it's brand new. You need to know what you're doing for that and have great passion for it. There's a local acronym that I've heard boaters say. Bring out another 1,000. Boat. It's a joke because like every time there's something wrong with your boat, it's probably gonna cost like $1,000. Daikon! Daikon, hello! Thank you for the happy birthday. How are you? Hi! It's been so long! I missed you! My dream is to get physically and mentally stronger through studying Chinese culture and sharing that knowledge with people via my classroom. Heck yeah! I thought it would be cool to do like little Japanese lessons, but specifically like about Japanese mythology with a little bit of language. I find yokai very interesting. Whoa! I just left my job of 12 years. Most of my peers have changed jobs like 3 to 5 times in the time I've been at one job. Well, first of all, congratulations on both the 12 years and also being brave enough to move into that next path. That's amazing. That's really brave, especially right now. I don't particularly like LinkedIn, but I've been seeing a lot of really talented people say, yeah, I've been job searching for 2 years and I've submitted like 1,000 applications and gotten nothing back, or just interviews and rejections. Kudos to you. Oh, you've been lurking! Yay! Awesome! That makes me happy! Yeah, you got the... You were there for the ribbon? Heck yeah! Hee 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 hee. I'm very proud of that. I thought of that last minute, like 1 hour before stream. I'm a real professional. Real professionals, we could just come up with stuff on the fly. Ah, that reminds me of the Xbox, the Microsoft layoffs recently. It's crazy. How far along with Japanese are you? So the plan was to become intermediate in Spanish before moving on to Japanese. And I'm like at the tail end of that. I've learned Japanese at an elementary level a few times just to like lose it because I don't have anyone to speak to in Japanese. And if you don't have a practice partner, you're gonna lose it eventually. but I did put together some Japanese lessons for myself that I also want to make into videos for you guys. And I remember a few things. Like, there's multiple ways to say anything depending on the social context, which I think is kind of cool. It can make Japanese hard for some people to learn, but I like how precise it is. In English, I feel like you could say one thing, and because people can interpret it 5-10 different ways because it's like generic, I feel like that's actually more confusing sometimes versus like picking the type of hello or the type of goodbye that suits the situation. I agree, Rickley. I agree. I think we need more independent everything. I feel like because of the economic times over the years, there's been a lot of mergers and stuff, and I think it's just making things worse. As difficult as it can be to strike it out on your own, I think it's moments like this where we need more challengers. I haven't played Yokai Watch. What's it like? Japan has yokai while China has yaoguai? I'm a happy red panda yaoguai. Am I saying that correctly? Ooh! I've heard of Hello Talk. That's a really smart way to study. To have like a foreign language friend? They have a lot more nuance in the language that is more exact rather than vague like English. Yeah, I appreciate that. It initially makes learning a little harder, but then like I feel like when you actually start talking to people, people will know precisely what you mean because it's so precise. What my initial study strategy was going to be was just like watching anime but without subtitles. I've been reading Japanese news articles to stay sharp. That's smart. Oh wait, you could read manga in Japanese. I think you're doing a great job already. Yeah, I said it correctly. Woohoo! I only know a handful of Chinese words, so I like guess the pronunciation based on what I know. It makes me so happy when I guess correctly. I'll have to check out Yokai Watch then. You know, I think Dan-to-Dan's portrayal of some of the yokai is really good. It really increased my appreciation for yokai, because initially I thought yokai were just like ghosts. Like, when we have American ghosts, it's just like, oh, you know, some guy died in the war and he haunts a place, and like, it's kind of just entertainment. But in Japan, I feel like the ghosts take on so much more personal meaning, because it's not really just about like a person. It's like an experience that's manifested. You haven't seen Dan-to-Dan? It can be very strange at times, but I still think it's a good watch. There's some yokai stories in there that are really good. But yeah, I love how some yokai kind of pay homage to people who used to exist and keep their will, their intention, living in the present. Thank you for the happy birthday, Lime. Thank you. You started studying Japanese in earnest this whole month? Heck yeah. Wait, I'm curious. Do you guys want to learn Japanese to like go to Japan? Or is it just like, I want to be able to watch anime and read manga and like have that experience in the native language and not always need the English translation? Like, do you have a goal for learning Japanese, or like, is it just for fun? Because I personally would love to go to Japan someday, and I'm the kind of person where before I go somewhere, I like to learn about the local culture so that when I go, I'm like respectful. I like strange. Why else would I be here? Heck yeah, that's your brand. Whoa, my favorite word right now is dianying it means electric shadow, but when used together, it means film as in cinema. That's so cool! I wouldn't even think to put like electric and shadow into one concept. That's amazing. Nameless, hello! Thank you for the happy birthday, thank you! You want to go to Japan? Heck yeah, I've been to Japan a few times. I just really want to talk to people because it's hard to connect only through apps and caveman speech. Exactly! You want to go to Japan? Japanese and German are my goals right now. This is so exciting! I love learning the language. I also want to retire in Japan. Such a smart move. I think now is a really good time to go. I mean, I feel like a lot of Americans are moving abroad to other countries because cost of living differences and quality of life differences are so extreme right now. That's why I am planning on learning my fiance's native language. Learn that culture's main language before going there. Heck yeah. I love it. You like to visit Japan too? See, I have an appreciation for Japan that goes beyond the place that the tourists go. Like, I want to see the temples. Not many people know this, but Hyrule Castle was inspired by the only remaining castle that is still in Japan, in Nantan. I want to see that. I want to see the lesser appreciated parts of Japan. Welcome back, Whispers! Yes! The maid cafes! The Cat Island! The Deer Island! Studio Ghibli World! Welcome back, welcome back! Yeah, I can't wait to go to Japan someday. But first, I really gotta finish Spanish. I really should. I mean, I'm half Latina. Not knowing Spanish by now is a little sad. Yes! In Chinese, rather than coming up with new characters for things, they will take pre-existing characters and pair them together to create a unique meaning. Like shoji means hand machine or smartphone. I thought that was such an interesting thing in Japanese too. I think it's the character for person is reused in a few different ways. That was the first character that I learned. There's a Godzilla hotel? I am half Italian and half Latin. Yeah. Half and half. Sweet and sour. Milk and cream? Salt and pepper? Yeah. I've always resonated more with my Latin side, though. I was also... wait, should I say this part? I will say, I have been exposed to aspects of Chinese culture from a very young age. So although I am not, like, biologically Asian, it's culturally a part of me. And that's why Spanish and Japanese are both things I want to learn. What's up, Whispers? Ceiling and bread! You know what's sad? I actually can't have bread because of my health conditions. Bread is too much for my sensitive body. Guys, we're 50% to the sub goal! Thank you! Whispers, thank you for the resubby! Heck yeah!
Mew ha ha ha.
Mew ha ha ha. Why did the TTS say it like that? Mew ha 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 ha. Were you inspired by someone else for choosing a fox, or did you just decide it on your own? So with all of the health changes that have happened over the years, I've had to change my vision of the future a lot. I, for a long time, wanted to live in Colorado, but like the way my condition works, my body can't regulate temperature or like adjust to really different environments super well. So once I learned that, I was like, oh, I probably can't live in Colorado. So I started like having to think of other places, and I was like, well, if I was gonna go anywhere, like where would it be? And in some shape or form, all throughout my life, Japanese culture has been there. Like Legend of Zelda is my favorite game series. I started learning Japanese in middle school. My friends loved anime. And just every step of the way, there was always something like Japanese in my life that was really grounding and helped me to meet so many people. Even you guys, like through VTubing. I mean, so much of VTubing is culture that is Japanese, even if it's just through anime and games. And so I was like, well, if I was going to go anywhere, like maybe I'd go to Japan. And then I was like, okay, like I love the supernatural. There's all these different supernatural Japanese beings out there. Like if I were one, what would I be? And because I've always been considered an old soul, like even when I was a kid, people were like, you're really advanced for your age. I was like, you know what? I would be a kitsune, because kitsunes are known for being ancient spirits. And they're often regarded as the most powerful, like even more powerful than Nekomata, because they are so old. And there's so many beings in Japanese mythology that get more powerful the older they are. And I also hope that I only get better and more powerful with time. So yeah. To get a Chinese 78 RPM shellac record is one of my goals as a record collector. What do you mean by record? Is that... Because I see the RPM and I'm like, what does that mean? Can I recommend you some apps for Japanese if you don't mind? I would love that, because currently I'm using Duolingo for Spanish, and I know it's not the best. That's intentional. It's just to get me started. Duolingo barely has Japanese lessons. They're all really basic too, and like incomplete. So I knew that I wouldn't be able to learn on that for very long. So apart from putting together my own like little lesson plans from things I find like on YouTube, I don't really know like what the go-to Japanese learning app is. Tier 3! Hell yeah! I have to stop eating bread because of my diet and weight loss journey. I'm rooting for you, Cage! It's not easy. But let me tell you, when you get healthy, like it's so worth it. Like being healthy feels better than unhealthy food tastes. And it takes time to get to like the healthy place. So in the meantime, like the more accessible nature of the junk food is so alluring. But like when you do get to that end point, it'll be so much easier to like not go back. Because you'll be like, this feels so much better. Mew, ha ha ha. Neon, hello! Hello, Neon, how are you doing? Welcome to stream. Thank you for the B-Day gift whispers. Thank you. Trent, hello! That's such a cute emote! I was like, hey, that looks like Hello Kitty. It is Hello Kitty! I love Hello Kitty and Rilakuma. Do you guys know Rilakuma? So cute. I have a few Rilakuma in my room right now. Cosmic. I'm part of more than one club. Let's say that. I'm part of more than one. Genetically speaking, I'm as white as you can get, but Chinese tea culture and just Chinese culture in general has changed my life in so many amazing ways that I want to learn it and respect it as much as I can. I think the beautiful thing about culture is like, it's nice to be born into something, but I think it's so cool that we can choose our culture. You know, the way we express it might be a little bit different depending on whether we're born into it or not. But either way, like, culture is almost like faith. If you're committed to it, like, that's all that matters. Having respect and commitment for it, being devoted to it. It's something that can really help you navigate through life. Hello, spaceman! Thank you for being here. My wife cannot eat bread as well due to health. It's crazy that women can't eat bread. My data pool of 2 tells me so. You know, it's a cruel reality, but it's true. I mean, women are more predisposed to like weight gain in general, and at least in my experience, we tend to have the most... Well, I guess it's actually becoming more commonplace for both men and women in America to struggle with hormonal health, but like most people who have autoimmune conditions are actually women. So like, ironically, a lot of women can't have bread because, well, I mean, bread isn't actually healthy for anyone, really. I don't think we, as much as we all love bread, I think we can admit bread is not like the most nutritious food ever. It tastes great, but like, it's not real food. It's so processed, it doesn't really have nutritional value. So I don't really know if any of us should really be eating bread, but especially, you know, if you're a woman and you're more predisposed to like weight gain, bread's just, I mean, it's just carbs. It's not, it's not doing us any favors. Unless it's like whole grain. But I mean, how many whole grain breads are really like true whole grain? You know? Like a lot of companies lie about how healthy their food is because like marketing is a thing. I'm Canadian by birth, but I think I may have some Norse Celtic origins and blood in me, but I've always loved the supernatural. I love will-o-wisps. I think they're such a cool, like... I don't think they qualify as a ghost. I thought they were like fairies. Like mischievous fairies that try to get you to go into the forest and then they disappear you forever. The idea of like fairies of all things being malevolent. I just find that so cool. I think I learned about them for the first time when I watched Brave. I thought it was revolutions per minute. I was like, I've seen RPM before. Is it that? Also, you're a fox spirit, and one of your minds is a nature spirit of the elements? Wait. They are? Wait, who? This is news to me. Who's the nature spirit of the elements? You are? Oh my god! We're practically related, I think, right? That's what that means, right? Probably. We can make it happen. We can write the lore. So if it's not canon yet, it can be. For Japanese, I recommend Lingo Dear Umi, and for news and tests, I recommend Todai. Is it supposed to... Wait, is it pronounced that way? Todai? Same here. Glad I've grown up enjoying both Japanese and Western stuff. It's cool, broadens your horizons and gives you more nuance, which the world really needs right now. Yes, more than ever. Although everything becoming global definitely has its challenges, I'm also sort of glad because I feel like we're getting to a point where we're all global citizens. Like, we're not just in our own bubble as much anymore. And I don't have any stats for this. I want to say like 40% of the world is bilingual or more, but I feel like I'm meeting more and more people who are interested in learning languages and traveling, and I love to see it. Because we need that. And I'm the whispers of the night being as old as time. Totally not a boomer. It's okay, whispers. I mean, in some circles, I think even I would qualify as a boomer. Learning more about Japanese would be cool, but I also don't mind being a weeb. There's a beauty in both. In being a casual enjoyer and a connoisseur. Hi, Sin. Thank you for the happy birthday. No, you're not making a fool of yourself. Don't worry. It is actually my birthday. Thank you. I appreciate it. Also, I love your username. Now I want a burger. Is it a play on... Wait, is it a play on words for bison burger? Because it's Heisenberger. Did you know bison burger is one of my favorite burgers? And by one of my favorite, I mean my absolute favorite. It's true. Rilakuma is a chibi bear. It's a really cute chibi bear. How have you been, Leela? I've been great. Hope you've been doing well in the stars. I have. It's my birthday. I've been pivoting into tech and I've been having a lot of fun with it. I am in good health. Even though I recently got a diagnosis that made me a little sad, I feel like I have a really solid sense of like what I can and cannot do. And when you know that, it's so much easier to plan for the future and like know what sustainability looks like. And I'm also just really grateful to be here with all of you. There's so much to look forward to. I really hope the next year, even like 2 years at minimum, is really consistent and I don't have any more health or tech hiatuses. I feel so bad that things have been so inconsistent for so long. Also, another tip would be to turn on Japanese text for video games so that you're more motivated to translate. Just asking for a friend, can we have a redeem to touch the tail? You know, this could work. This could work on the PNG and the 2D model. Mods. Write this down in my notes. Can I do that? Can I demand that you guys take notes? I don't ask you guys to do very much, so I'm not sure how demanding I'm allowed to be. But I forcefully submit this request respectfully. Yes. Thank you for the happy birthday, Lights Out! Been watching some of your YouTube stuff since a few years ago. Hope all is well. Everything is good. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you watching my content. Welcome to the soft rebrand. I'm so excited. Eat spread, come again. Whispers, are you gloating? Are you gloating? Are you trying to make me feel bad? Because it's only half working. So you should try harder. It's fine. I don't need bread. I have health. Yeah. Take that. I have a flat stomach. Yeah, will-o-wisps are more fae fairies. I gotta remind myself of that in the old legends. Fairies are little menaces. I love that! I love that perspective because like in the West, fairies are always like these innocent little angels. But like, what if they weren't? What if they were little spawns of Satan? What if every time your PC breaks, that's because of a little fairy? I mean, that's way more interesting. Lore, you say, my world building brain has some ideas. We're inspiring people to do so many things. Learn Japanese, write lore. Next thing you know, we're just gonna write a whole anime from this one stream. I'm part Welsh. I've never been to Wales, but I grew up eating my dad's Welsh cakes, which are the true taste of Christmas. No debate. That sounds amazing. You know, I believe the Legend of Zelda game series was inspired by Greenland and Iceland. And it got me thinking more about that region of the world. And I realized I haven't been exposed to that region of the world so much. Like, I feel like America and like Canada and even like Japan and China like have this big reputation. But there's all these smaller countries that, like, are so underappreciated. But, like, if we talked about them more, maybe we'd discover all this tasty food. And these cool mythical creatures. And make some really cool friends. And so, like most Americans, I know almost nothing about geography. I'm probably very dumb when it comes to that. But I want to get better. Because who knows what you're missing out on? Like the castles in the German countryside. Have you seen them? They're gorgeous. They're like Disney movie castles. And you can visit them. That's amazing. Bison burger, bison meat. Yeah, bison burgers are a thing. They're healthier for you than beef burgers. It's true. That's one kind of burger I can have. Cause like a lot of red meat has, you know, stuff that isn't so good for your arteries. Like a lot of fat. And a lot of sodium. And they also tend to be fried. But bison burger's not like that. One of my favorite quotes from Nezha. I have never cared about life and death. I have always gone against the will of God. I believe that only I can control my future. Gotta love Lucifer, man. I mean, so confident, so independent. I mean, icon. Icon. Stranger, thank you for the hydrate! I'll do that now. Also, I want to clarify, I'm not saying that specifically Nezha is Lucifer. I'm just saying that sounds like the kind of thing Lucifer would say. Inspiring quotes from the King of Hell. That should be a thing in Has-Been Hotel. You know what? Guys, the new season of Has-Been Hotel. Okay. God. Is he gonna be in the show? What is he gonna be like? Really random aside, by the way. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm getting off track here. Very curious, though, about how they're going to depict God. People really just need to embrace having nuance and understand that's a good thing and embrace it. Exactly! I have, and it's made being a fan of and discussing things online so much healthier and way more fun and productive. Exactly! We are all students of life. Yes, I did. Thank you! Yes, I really love retro stuff. I mean, vintage stuff too. I don't know if anyone can relate to this, but there's stuff from like the 1950s, 1920s, even late 1800s that I really appreciate. But I feel like that's really unusual. And so it's like hard to find a model that kind of gives that vibe while still being able to be kind of modern. I feel like the Japanese motifs kind of help to bring a more historical vibe into things. Also, I don't know why, but over the past few months, maybe this is part of hormone therapy, but I'm suddenly very interested in history and philosophy. I mean, not that I had zero interest before, but like, I've been binging Puppet History from the Watcher channel. For those who aren't familiar, you might know of BuzzFeed Unsolved. It was hosted by Ryan and Shane. And after a few years of that, they went off and made their own YouTube channel called Watcher, and they made a whole bunch of miniseries on it. One of them is Puppet History. And it is so entertaining. It made me really appreciate history even more, and how random it can be. Like, holy crap. Like, the way that certain turning points happen in history just because, like, some guy pretended, like, he knew the queen, but he actually didn't. But then, like, people thought he did, because, like, back then communication took a really long time and was through letter. So, like, you could temporarily dupe people into believing things that weren't true if you were very crafty. And then, like, if you left the country in 30 days, you might have gotten away with it. Like, the shenanigans that people got up to back then that you could never get away with now. It's just so interesting. I think it's technically a play on Heisenberg from Breaking Bad. I need to finish that series. but I actually stole this name from someone I saw on League. I also think you said that the first time I watched your stream. You know, hypothyroidism has helped many things for me, but my memory is still a work in progress. Dude, she's got a new model and she's cracking the mod whip. Well, you know, kitsunes, they are evil women. So, you know, now that I am a kitsune, I have permission to be evil, at least on a part-time basis. I feel like that's fair. I mean, if I didn't, I'd be betraying the deeper cultural meaning behind this model. I mean, that would be so disrespectful to Japan. Uni, you don't want me to disrespect Japan, do you? You're cute, we'll let it slide on the demanding. Hello, Bella, thank you for the first time chat. Hello, hello. I'm also just glad I've surrounded myself with nuanced people like you and many others, and that I've embraced being myself and being proud of it. Hell yeah! Burger, thank you for the gifted subbies! Thank you so much! Wait, Trumpet, how did you do the head pat redeem? I thought I turned that off. What have you done? Trumpet! Trumpet, what have you done? Wait! Nora, how did you redeem the Doritos Dakimakura before? Wait, I thought I turned these off! What has happened? Oh no. Okay, OBS might not be the only thing that's broken. Okay, mods, please, give them back their points. I'm not sure if you're able to...
I'm dying.
I'm not sure if you're, able to turn those off, but okay, wait, hold on. I can do it on my end. It's okay. I'm good. I thought I turned those off. I'm sorry. I don't know why they're there. I'm a pixel on a screen. How can you head pat me? I'm just a 2D little guy. Oh my gosh, Moodang. Moodang. Get bamboozled. You know what? Maybe that's why my OBS is broken. 'Cause you have arrived. Got all this spiritual energy in the room. But yes, thank you again. I appreciate it. Wait, hold on. The sub goal is complete. Thank you for helping us reach the sub goal. Okay, I'm gonna end it and I'm gonna start a new one. We're gonna make it 10. There we go. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It will really help with the new PC fund. Honestly, happy to catch you live. I've only ever watched you on YouTube for a few years. Happy birthday! Thank you! Thank you, Cosmic. I appreciate that so much. It's really good timing that you're here at stream now because, like...
our program to bring you this important message. I love you. Now, back to our show.
Because I love you! And... I have so much energy. Because I've healed from hypothyroidism so much. So, I feel like I'm bringing... a lot more to stream than I have ever before. Meow! Meow! So yeah, welcome in. Thank you for being here for so long. How are you doing? I am doing very well. I feel very hyper right now. I don't know if anyone else is picking up on that. Dang, flat stomach? Yeah. Until I eat ice cream, but that's besides the point. I probably shouldn't... Wait, maybe I shouldn't have ice cream. Well, I have special ice cream for sensitive bodies, so it's healthier than most ice cream. So, I can probably have it, I think. In Japan, they're fairies, but in the USA, we call them goblins. Wait. But aren't goblins different? Like... I mean, like, if you play Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, the goblins are proper monsters. Like, human-sized and everything. How can they be fairies? I have such a hard time seeing a goblin and thinking to myself, yep, that's a fairy. Interesting. So glad you're okay, because it's been a while since you posted anything. completely understand now and glad you made it through that. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. I've always been so grateful that you guys have been understanding. I feel like some VTubers don't necessarily have a fan base that's like as patient and understanding. I've never had that problem, and I feel really grateful for that. Can I ask you something? Yes, you can. Thank you, Rickley. I appreciate it. Sadly, I can't be here any longer. I gotta work. Leela, I hope that you have the best birthday ever. You deserve it. I'm not saying this to be sweet. I'm just stating facts. You went from a vampire to a sheep, to your illness. You're as stubborn as a mule. I hope everything pure, everlasting happiness. Thank you, stranger. I appreciate it. I did have so many rebrands because I was like trying to figure out like what model would fit for me. Thank you for the birthday wishes! Yes, we've come a very long way and I'm very excited for where we're going because I don't plan to rebrand like I did ever again. This is a base model that I feel very comfy in and I feel like I can like add things to it over time like without needing to make a full change. So I'm really excited to see where we go. Thank you, and have a good day at work. I don't know what time it is where you are, but it's night where I am. So also, after that, have a good sleep. Thank you for being here. I want to learn more about a character in Hazbin Hotel named Zestiel. Zestiel is so cool. He's like... He feels like a ghost, like a paranormal shadow man thing. But then, like, he's so sweet to, Carmilla? I believe that's how you pronounce her name. Which is such an interesting combination. I'm also really interested in seeing Alistair's lore, because I don't know if anyone else picked up on this, but... Oh, what's her name? Charlie's mom was gone for 7 years. And Alistair was gone for 7 years. And then he says at the end, once I learn how to unclip my wings, guess who will be pulling all the strings? He's a demon. As far as I know, demons like don't like really need wings. I mean, I guess Lucifer does have wings. But like normally the only people who have wings by default are angels. So I'm like, what the heck is going on with that line? What is going on with my favorite serial killer? Also, I love the Arrow Ace representation, so I'm also very... just generally like, heck yeah, I love this character. Even though he is a serial killer, like he's so funny and charming. I cannot wait for the next season. has been got his live action Steve Buscemi. I love history, especially military history. I have had so much exposure to history growing up, including that. There's a really interesting overlap between like military history and paranormal stuff too. Heck yeah, uni. You know, yeah, you introduced me to BuzzFeed Unsolved, and that's how I found Watcher. BuzzFeed Unsolved has become my comfort show. Like whenever I get really stressed out, I just go and rewatch it, and it's amazing. And I also switch to Watcher sometimes too. It's one of my favorite things. Speaking of retro stuff, I'm playing on old retro games, specifically those that I never got to beat. I can see them right now and it bothers me that I never beat them. That's dedication. You know, I have a lot of games from my childhood and consoles. I have a GameCube. I have a Game Boy. I have PlayStation 2. And I rebought a lot of games from my childhood so I can replay them and beat them too. So you're not the only one. History is my favorite subject. There's some very wacky things that happened, also very dark at times, which is kind of inspiring. Like, whenever I feel bad about the general state of the world, I just remember, like, the Black Plague happened. And people lived through that. And there was a time where people died of totally curable diseases. And just having any kind of mental illness or disability made you a crazy person. Like, thank God I was not born in those times. And I could be a VTuber. Yeah! I am happy and more confident now. Happy birthday, evil woman! You mentioning history reminds me of seeing your internet historian reactions. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Ever seen the clips of Chibi Doki demanding to see Mudang, then screaming, "Shut up, I want Mudang!" Funny stuff. I haven't, but she's so cute. I need to see that. Yeah, the energy is really there. Or how penicillin almost didn't happen. Yeah, where they needed to test it on an animal and it was between a guinea pig or a mouse. And they went with a mouse based on a coin flip, and thank God they did, because penicillin is deadly to guinea pigs. Whoa! If they chose a guinea pig, then it would have died and they wouldn't have scrapped penicillin and falsely thought it's dangerous. Whoa! That's crazy. There's so many times in history where we were just a coin flip away from a very different timeline. And it's insane to think about. Exactly! I'm a sensitive little guy with special ice cream. I have special eyes. I got special ice cream. I got special needs. I have the DISM for hypothyroidism. Oh, and I'm gonna get an evaluation soon to see if I have autism. So who knows? Maybe I'll have the DISM and the TISM. And then I'll be able to RISM with the TISM and the DISM. So it'll be twice as powerful. Vintage stuff is cool. Back in the day, more often than not, record players would more often than not be checked into cabinets, jam-packed in alongside a radio, 8-track cassette, or reel-to-reel tape player. Sometimes a TV would be bunched in. You know, the other day, I came across a VCR. And I was like, whoa, I haven't seen one of these in a long time. That's insane. Memories. He's ancient to the point even Alistair grants him respect and space. Plus he can silence a room full of overlords just by sipping tea. That was a productive meeting. I have a little mug with him on it and it's like, and that's the tea. I love it. I love how extra he is. If Lila was a Pokemon, her evolution line would be really weird. A vampire, a sheep, and now a kitsune. They need a Pokemon with evolutions that make no sense. It's about time, okay? We had normal-looking Pokemon for a time. Now we have sentient keys and like all these Pokemon that look like everyday objects. Now we need a Pokemon that makes zero sense. It's time. It's 2025. We've evolved as people. It's time for Pokemon to evolve too. In weird, strange ways. Oh wait, Chopper, that's true. Yeah, Lucifer is a fallen angel. So, okay. So in that case, so what I said before can still stand. Well, I mean, no, that makes sense. Yeah, because angels typically have wings. So why would Alistair talk about clipping his wings? I mean, unclipping his wings. It sounds like he has a pact with heaven. Which would sort of make sense too, because like, why is he helping Charlie? He's a serial killer. Okay? And sometimes he kills other people, but like, not when it comes to the hotel. That's really weird. That is inconsistent. There's something fishy going on there. There's something going on with either Lilith and Alistair, or like God and Alistair. There's something going on. I'm calling it. This is my theory. My anime theory? Does Has Been Hotel qualify as an anime? My cartoon theory? I call it. Something's going on. I know you're an ace in the hole. A what now? I love it. I mean, I also love Alistair. How can you not love Alistair? He's the one serial killer where I would be like, okay, you know what? You get an exception. You get an exception. You're cool. Alistair is also my favorite. I love him. He's so cool. I mean, I guess not the serial killer part, but in a fantasy context, also that. Also, Leela, in my lore, I've mentioned there's quite a bit of focus on philosophical topics too. Wink wonk. Oh! Okay. One more reason why I have to read it. Neon, thank you for the resubby. Thank you. Thank you for the happy birthday. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Oh, I was waiting for this topic to come up. Speaking of indies, really wishing the best for Iron Mouse because that whole situation with V Shoujo sucks. She was literally just trying to help and save people's lives. On the bright side, other indies like Doki, Smug, Alana, and Filian, their fans, and her friends like Connor have been helping Mouse and supporting her and wishing her well, so that's good at least. Doki, Alana, and Filian even donated to IDF to help Mouse. They're all great people. At least something great came from that. I got a screenshot a little earlier today showing the... I don't remember if it was GoFundMe, but there's a campaign going on right now to raise funds. And it's almost 500,000 in 24 hours. That's amazing. I haven't seen Iron Mouse's video yet. Part of me wants to like blind react to it because I have no idea what's happening. And I do feel like when you react to something without any outside thoughts first, sometimes you like notice things that other people don't because you're not already locked into like a certain way of looking at it. But of what I do know, I'm really concerned for V Shoujo's future, and it doesn't seem like they have a whole lot of people left on their roster, and that kind of says a lot by itself. And I can't say I'm surprised, because I feel like VTuber agencies in general have been having a lot of issues with the relationship management has with the talent. But it's still like really sad to see, especially like because I feel like Mouse was so resilient about it too, you know, like a lot of other people left, and because she was still there, I was sort of hoping like, oh, like maybe, you know, it really is just a very different set of opinions and goals pertaining to like the creative and the management. Like hopefully it's not like entirely bad. But with Mouse leaving, I mean, she's so resilient in general that even if she can't stick around, I feel like I don't know what V Shoujo's gonna do. I don't know if they're gonna be able to come back from this, you know? Oh, you don't think there's anybody left? That's possible. Heck yeah, Cage. That's such a good deal. PS2 Slim for 80 in near perfect condition. That's amazing. I'm also so happy that GameStop is bringing more vintage stuff into their stores. Like vintage games. That made me so happy. So you want Pokemon to become Digimon? I'm not super familiar with Digimon. But if that's what it takes to have a Pokemon evolution, then yes. What about a Pokemon evolution where it starts out huge and cool, maybe even waifu material, but gets cuter and cuter with each evolution? Okay, the stronger it gets, the smaller and cuter it gets. This is what I'm talking about when I say Nintendo needs fresh ideas. Okay, we need Pokemon that do unpredictable things. Getting cuter and stronger and smaller with every iteration? Hell yeah! Every subsequent evolution making zero sense? Absolutely, I love it. We need this chaos. Nothing makes sense anymore, so why should Pokemon evolutions make sense? They don't have to. We have sentient keys! Pokemon can be anything. Be who you wanna be. B-A-R-B-I-E. The classic formula for success. Aw, it has been so long. Sorry for being so quiet, but I'm at work and I need the monies to sub to my favorite Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. Neon, thank you. I appreciate it. Please don't feel bad. It's okay. I really appreciate you being here. Your presence by itself is really deeply appreciated. Don't worry, don't worry. I would never judge you like that. That'd be so messed up. Plus, I have to say, I've been networking a lot recently, and let me tell you, the consistent theme that I'm hearing from people, no matter the conversation, is it's rough out here. We're all working our butts off to survive, and we're just doing our best, man. Like, we're doing our best to be healthy, to have enough time and energy for our friends, to actually have money for the things that we want to build into in the future. Like, it's okay. It's okay. I have to remind my friends of that sometimes, because sometimes they're like, you know, I'm sorry that I haven't been able to be around or like as communicative as I'd prefer to be. And I always say the same thing. Listen, like, it's hard out there. This is a really hard time to be a human being. We were not designed to live in a society like this. You know, it is a feat of evolution and engineering that we're even holding on, in my opinion. I am inspired every day by people who are still working and making it through the day. I'm like, how do you do it? I don't even know. Like, rent prices, inflation and taxes versus stagnant wages. I don't know how people do it. And like, with mental and physical health issues sometimes being a part of it too, like, I have nothing but applause for people. I'm really inspired. I know it can often feel like you're not doing enough, but I assure you, a lot of people notice what you can do and they're impressed by it, even if it feels like just 10% of what you should be doing. I have to remind my friends of this very often. Because I do think we're in a time where we're being pulled in so many different directions, and like, we don't always have time to rest or to like even celebrate the wins we do have. So it kind of feels like we're just rushing and rushing and rushing to the next thing and like always missing something. I assure you, you're doing a lot better than you think. Be compassionate towards yourself. Give yourself credit for what you can do. The people who really matter will notice and appreciate it. Frappuccino, hi! Hello, hello! Welcome, welcome! I recommend watching it when you can. I've seen it. Can you remind me of what that is, Whispers? Because I forgot what it was, and I want to make sure I don't forget permanently. Yeah, Mouse is such an inspiration. A lot of VTubers have health issues. Like, I think of Mouse, I think of Bao. I know Shy Lily had some medical thing in the past year. And it's such an inspiration for me because, like, when I initially joined VTubing, I didn't know that VTubers were often, like, people who went through a lot of adversity, and that's why they became a VTuber, because VTubing was, like, a vehicle for them to be able to live despite the hardship. I didn't know that. So, like, initially I was like, oh man, like, my inconsistency and, like, the health hiatuses and stuff, I felt really bad about it. But when the bigger creators are willing to share more of, like, the human side of them as much as they can while being safe, of course, I think that does such wonders for smaller creators. Witch Cable, thank you for the resubby! Hi! Hello! Thank you, thank you! I think that the big creators sharing more of, like, the humanness of their journey is so helpful to small VTubers like me with chronic conditions or who just have a hard life in general, because it can feel like there isn't space to be flawed or to just have a hard time and not be able to keep things consistent, for example. And Mouse is one of those people for me. She's been through so much, man. But to see her be able to rise above it all and, like, get to a point where she can eat solid food and her singing voice getting stronger over time, it's like such a living story of hope for people to be able to see that. And I just hope that she keeps going and going and going and she achieves everything that she wants. And hopefully one day we can find a cure for her condition. I love her so much. And we need more people like her. And we thought Fauna, Mume, and Gura leaving Hololive was bad. This was way worse. I'm so grateful that Saba came back. I was sure that she was going to, because I was at her debut at the, I want to say, not the concert part, but she was at a just chatting screen and she said, "I'll see you later," or something to that effect. And when she said that, I was like, oh, she's coming back. She's coming back. Okay, what is she going to come back as though? And then the Saba Twitter account showed up in my newsfeed. And I had a feeling, because it was fish themed, I was like, you know, the timing of this and all the attention it's getting, I was like, I think this is her, but I'm not 100% sure. And so when it was, I was so happy. And she's so cute. She is a little cat fish. Like, that is adorable. I'm so glad that she got out of there and she, like, started her own IP. Yeah, I think Henya's still there, too. Yeah, the fact that Mel and Amelie left, yeah. Just Henya left? Whoa. Yeah, latest update is all of them left or are leaving. I mean, that wouldn't surprise me just because, like, ew. The more people that leave, the more that the ones who are there, I imagine, like, reevaluate their situation and they're like, is this really a good deal for me? Like, is this really the most supportive team? Not only for me, but for my audience? No other affiliates are on their Twitter too? We need a Pokemon that's just a car! Nothing more. You can literally just rip a car from Cars. It already has eyes. It could be a Pokemon. I'm just glad Mouse has people like Connor, Alana, Fillion, and Mouse's community to support her. Alana, Fillion, and Connor are true friends, man, and I'm glad I found all of them along with you guys. That's the beautiful thing about VTubing. In general, the community is very sweet. And I love that we can kind of gravitate around like our favorite anime, our favorite game, stuff like that. But there's this general sense of like humanity, humanitarianism, like this understanding that we're all here for our own reasons. A lot of the time it's due to like some kind of hardship, isolation, health issues, but we're all trucking forward together. Like no matter what's going on, we're all a click away and doing our best to be a good presence for each other, make people's lives a little bit easier, a little happier, maybe make some strangers on the internet laugh. And it's the simple things, man. Sometimes when life gets really hard, we can feel like, I need this big thing for things to be better. You know, I finally had like a job or all this money, or I mean, I've even heard people say like a girlfriend, but sometimes what you really need is just companionship, good conversation, inspiration. And that's one of the things I love about VTubing. I feel like it really brings the attention back to like the simple human things that are so easy to forget sometimes. And Mouse and Connor's friendship is just so wholesome. I love them so much. I love watching clips on the about them on YouTube sometimes. It's just like a little dose of dopamine. Reminds me that there's still really good people in this world. We just sometimes have to be patient in finding them. Yeah, it's been really heartwarming to watch everyone come together during this. Yeah, it's really beautiful. It really goes to show, you know, like, there will always be another agency that, like, does really weird things, and people will get screwed sometimes, but, like, even when it happens, people aren't going to be alone. And there's going to be people who are going to help to make things better, or to make things right. Like, we're going to keep moving forward, and we're not going to let a few agencies, or even, like, you know, sometimes we look up to people and they don't turn out to be who we thought they were, and that can really suck, you know? Broken trust is never fun. But we don't give up. We keep moving forward. We find the people and the agencies that do share our values and do actually care and are willing to prove it. And you just gotta hold on to that. Hold on to the good things. Oh, what about this for Pokemon, making Pokemon based off book characters? I read, I have no mouth and I must scream in a Pokemon line where the final evolution resembles and thinks like would be different and cool. I don't know why, but when I read making Pokemon based off book characters, I was like, aren't there some Pokemon that are sort of like that? Like, I mean, I think there's some Pokemon that are based on mythology, no? Like, I mean, I think a Dratini might be a nod to the Loch Ness Monster, although I could be mistaken. So, I mean, you're not far off. There's, like, something adjacent to that already exists. That's not a bad place to draw inspiration from. Retail work is not easy either, with how much stress it puts on you physically and mentally. Oh boy. Yeah, everyone I know that's worked in the industry, I'm like, I really respect you because I can't do that. I'm actually switching to a full-time position overnight in early August. I'll make sure to take care of myself and still stream. Heck yeah, Nora. I'm rooting for you because I would not be able to do it. You are stronger than me. Yeah, please prioritize your health. People in retail can be very cutthroat and mean sometimes. Be sure to surround yourself with some positive vibes and people. Greavesbane, thank you for the first time chat. I'm glad to hear you're getting the help you need. Your clips are one of the things that keeps me going. See what I'm talking about? It's such a sweet community. From the very beginning of my VTuber journey, it's always been like this feedback loop of like people being really nice and believing in me, and I give back that positive energy and then it comes right back. It's a big feedback loop. It's really, really sweet. And I don't know if anyone else can relate to this, but I don't find this kind of energy offline. Like maybe if I don't know, go to a really niche group at like, I don't know, a yoga studio, maybe I'd find something kind of like this, but like I've never found anything like the VTuber community anywhere else. People underestimate each other and themselves far too much, and they shouldn't. Exactly! I think we're trained to do that. I think we're trained to really undervalue ourselves because, you know, other people can take advantage of that. But we shouldn't let them. During my college being in session, I get up at 7, be in class from 8 to early afternoon, then work 3 to 11, with only 1.5 hour break, on top of my Tourette's and other chronic conditions, and keeping track of all my creations in day-to-day life. Holy crap, dude. I feel like when you have any kind of chronic condition, you already have like a full-time job. So anyone who has a chronic condition and is able to work normally, I'm like, dude, let's be honest here. You have more than one job. You have at least 2 jobs at all times, and that's incredible. And the video is Iron Mouse's initial video stating she's left Shoujo. Yeah, I've seen it in my feed. I'm gonna watch it. Oh no, she's the wolf in the sheep's clothing. We'll see. That whole situation with Mouse hits even harder. Since I just seen her IDF documentary and all that. Yeah. It's hard. It's hard. I feel like... I don't know. I don't know if this is just a thing in the West. I suspect it might be because we just have this cultural issue in the USA, but... I feel like society... There's a part of society that's gotten really, really cold and like corporate and very profit-driven, and then there's like the rest of us. And it's so hard when you have a chronic condition like Mouse to even navigate the system, period. But then to like achieve the level of success she has, and like she needs a team. Like she can't possibly do all of that herself. But then to like, you know, apart from V Shoujo and like Ninji Sanji, who both have their own issues in the same realm, it's like, who do you go to? Like, where are the big companies who really truly care and who can manage all of that you can trust? I don't know. I think that's a big reason why we have these problems, because it's like if the only companies who do that are these really big companies that aren't of integrity, you know. I'm almost wondering, like, is it possible for Mouse and her friends to come together and create their own agency? Like, is that possible? Is that sustainable for them? Because between Vshoujo, Niji Sanji, Hololive, I don't know. I feel like something's really broken here, and maybe the creatives should just manage themselves at some point. I mean, they don't need to directly do it necessarily, but maybe instead of putting the power in the hands of managers, what if they worked with other creatives in VTubing who like understand the creative struggle and who have like that level of empathy and human understanding that could make something sustainable that actually works for everyone? Mockingbird, hello! Thank you for the raid! Welcome to stream! Hello, hello! Hi, my name is Leela. I am a Kitsune VTuber. Today's my birthday, and I've been sharing some updates and having some really awesome conversation about some things that were happening in the VTuber community recently. We've been getting a lot of tough news, but you know, I think the community's responded in a really solid way. That gives me a lot of hope. And I think that a lot of people are seeing what's going on. And like, as tough as it is, we're like, hell yeah, we have a solid community. Thank you for the shout out. Thank you, thank you. Mods. Check out Mockingbird. Mockingbird, how are you doing? Frozen, hello. Hi, how are you doing? How are you? How are you? I didn't hear about the voice thing, Cage. I have no idea what that's about. I watched Henya's stream just before yours, and she did say that she was leaving VShojo. Wow. Yeah, Henya just left. She confirmed it an hour ago. She made a video. That makes sense. That makes sense. Well, good for her. I'm glad that she felt empowered to do that. Sometimes people will hold on until like they see a certain number of other people leave. Like, it almost empowers them to be like, you know what? What's happening? Like, it really is maybe this bad, and I should choose something better for myself. I'm glad. No! Frozen! Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna check the Ko-Fi. Thank you, Frozen! Okay, guys, we're up to 27%! Heck yeah, thank you so much! Thank you. Also, because you're tired, I know you are a mod, I respect your role, but if you do need to nap, that is totally okay. Don't feel the need to pressure yourself to be here. We have our other mods if you need the rest. Oh yeah, Henya also had some merch delayed due to VShojo. Whoa. Mind if I pin the Ko-Fi? Yes, you can do that, Frozen. Thank you. That's a really good idea. I didn't think of that. Hello from the airship. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Oh my god, we get napping privileges. Unlike some employers, I allow my unpaid interns to sleep. But no, of course, health is a big thing around here. Of course it is. Heck, I have a chronic condition. I have 2 chronic conditions. If health wasn't part of my standard of operation, I would be such a hypocrite. Thank you for pinning that, Frozen. Guys, we have the Ko-Fi pinned to the top of the chat. Really appreciate everyone that's donated so far. We're gonna continue the fundraise for the PC. Oh, that reminds me. I forgot to mention this before. So, part of the PC fundraising effort is I'm going to be offering some affordable consulting for VTubers on VGen soon. I'm contemplating what the price point would be. I think I know a good one, but I would appreciate any feedback because I know the economy is really bleh right now, and the accessibility really does matter more right now than anything else. So I appreciate any feedback. Oh, also I have over 10 years of marketing and communications experience, which is also why I'm offering it. Same here, you can tell Saba's a streamer because she loves it, not for fame or money, but because she genuinely cares, just like Doobie and Nimi too. She's such a natural entertainer too. Like, she's so warm and sweet, and she can improv so naturally. I love watching her. You can feel the passion just watching her. McQueen, I choose you. Exactly. Exactly. Just cars as Pokemon. Go Chickix, my poison type. Oh my god. I choose you, James Bond! Right? There's a sense of community in smaller communities like this, and it's great. Exactly! And in a world that's so fast-paced, and where I feel like society tries to like pressure us to be very separate, and to kind of be hyper-independent to the point where we lose contact with people, it is such a breath of fresh air to have VTubing. And I also just love like being able to meet people throughout the world. Even if people are at work, they can tune in and still talk to people. Some people, I have met people. Well, I mean, not met people in real life, but I have, through VTubing, met people who work 12, 15-hour shifts. These people have no time to meet people in real life. And if it wasn't for VTubing, I imagine they would be isolated. And I'm like, holy crap. Like, just one more reason to be grateful that VTubing is a thing. No one should have to work that much, period. No one should have to be isolated like that. It's messed up. I agree, Cage. I agree. You're always going to have those people in any community who are bad apples, but most of the time I find that when people rise up, they're decent people. And they always end up outing themselves if they're not anyway. You know, people can only pretend to be something they're not for so long. Wait, what is considered retail again? I mean, when I think of retail, I think of like being a cashier at Target, or like a customer service person at Walmart. Yeah, I got a second unpaid job of fighting the chronic. Yeah, I mean, having a chronic illness is a job. It absolutely is. And I wish that the USA was more like other countries with their social supports for people who have chronic conditions, but also just in general. Like, I don't think the way we're running society is very sustainable. Possible, sure, but most likely they are gonna stay indies. I think someone said this might be the start of the indie era. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, I do think, in a way, being indie right now is the easiest choice. Because you have full control over everything. You don't have to worry about like, contracts and expectations and deadlines and, you know, what is your brand supposed to be for the sake of being marketable versus what do you want it to be for your own personal fulfillment, you know? I love it. I mean, I personally would like to see VTuber agencies either not be a thing, or if they exist, they're more like community hubs that people retain their freedom within. But honestly, at that point, like, why even be an agency? You can just be indie and, like, collab with your friends. My night... sorry. My night is going well, Mockingbird. How are you doing? Okay, doing pretty good. Just doing some late game Expedition 33. I've been watching some gameplay of that. It looks so cool. If my PC wasn't falling apart, I would play it. Maybe soon. Jeremiah, hello. Thank you for the first time chat. Welcome to stream. How are you? Rickley, I agree. I agree. I've definitely noticed there's like there's a portion, I'd say, of the VTuber community that's really big on the drama. Like, you know how some people love reality TV? Like they just love dramas and novellas and stuff. I feel like we have our own kind of flavor of that in the VTuber community. And I definitely think that people just kind of feed on that sometimes. Companies are people. Imperfect. There's always going to be a balance of, you know, are these human beings that are using their power well or not? Although I will say at this point, I feel pretty done with VShojo and HoloLive and Nishi-Sanji personally. I am a Nintendo child. I am a little biased towards them, but I'm also very aware of their flaws. Triforce forever! Heck yeah, I love your username. Hello! Yes, I was a sheep. I have evolved. I have become more. Yeah, it's really hard to tell sometimes. Whenever any drama happens in VTubing, there's always a part of me that likes to sit back and just kind of observe for a while, because you never know. You know, unless you're in a situation, you never know 100% of the story. And for me, like, if there's evidence and a lot of people, I'll generally give them the benefit of the doubt, but I'm also very careful about judging, especially people, and like assuming that I know their intentions, because I just don't. I mean, there have been situations where things have gone down on Twitter and everyone thought like this was the narrative, and then like one screenshot drops. And it's like, oh, well, shit, everyone was wrong. And by the time that happened, though, sometimes the first narrative went so viral, like, there's this whole other portion of the population that never learns the full story. Drama on the internet is hard. That's why I like to generally avoid it. If I can have a productive conversation about it, that I think could, like, you know, maybe soothe people who are devastated by something, I'm happy to do that. But definitely not like the drama mill kind of person at all. Oh, you still got an hour left in you? Okay, I respect that. I'm blessed that I've surrounded myself with the nuance and genuine fans, especially for Nintendo and HoloLive. Yeah. I really appreciate people who can like navigate that fine line between I appreciate something for like the good it's done, but like also these things weren't cool. I feel like a lot of people these days are on one side or the other. Like either you're a super fan or like you hate someone with a burning passion. So to be able to meet people who can like make space for both, that's really cool. I think that's rare. Ooh, noted whispers. Thank you for telling me that. Alrighty, I'm in real till then, walking at least 8 miles a day daily? At least you're staying active. I mean, the average American only walks 1 to 2 miles a day. So look at that. I bet your legs are sculpted. You don't need to prepare for leg day. Yeah, last few years really damaged the trust in corporations. VShojo appeared to be the good corp. That didn't turn out so great. Yeah. It happens. I'm just hoping that either they learn or like the VTubers kind of learn by being like, okay, you know what? Maybe agencies aren't the best choice for us right now. Izumi, hello! Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. I'm having a great day. How are you? I'm loving this conversation. I feel so inspired to learn Japanese now too. Yeah, traditional corpos will probably not work in the VTuber space. Maybe some that have alternative management style. Yeah. It is true. An end to beep beep. But the beginning of meep meep? Ah, yeah, that's a good distinction. I support HoloEN and Nintendo for the creators and communities, not their execs. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, there's definitely a difference between like the leadership of something and the larger community. Oh, really? Oh, also we are at 31% of the goal now? What? That's crazy! Oh my god! Cage, thank you for the support! Thank you! I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, guys. Especially because, like I said, I recognize, like, the economy is booty right now. Like, now is not the best time for any VTuber to need anything from anyone. Because, whoo boy, it's hard out there. So thank you. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to continue to hustle. This is a collaborative effort. We're gonna get this PC! You're welcome. It's not much, but I hope it helps. Every little bit counts. Exactly, Frozen. Exactly. Every little bit really does count. Knocking, thank you for being here. Have a good night. I don't know your time zone, but if it's night where you are, have a good sleep. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you again for the raid. Watching VShojo dissolve and collapse in real time was not on my bingo card. Yeah, but it's hardly a shocker to me given the crazy events of the past 2 years. I am really hoping that we either just like retire the whole VTuber agency idea or we just come up with something ourselves. Like as the creatives. Hold on, I need to adjust my electric desk for a minute. Okay, I'm back. Guys, I can sit now. This is a very random update. But I can sit now. I used to not be able to sit because like the circulation issues would like make sitting way too uncomfy and painful, but I can sit now. It's the little things you become grateful for. when you go through the ups and downs of chronic illness. I feel so happy I can sit. I mostly feel sorry for Melody and the rest of the talent. Mel specifically I spoke with a few times, and she really loved Bishoujo and put a load of work and trust in it. So seeing what they did to Mousy must have devastated her. Yeah, I feel like this has been the year of broken trust. You know? I mean, even outside of agency stuff, there's been a lot of changes to the reputation of a lot of VTubers in that same kind of way, you know? And it's hard. But, you know, what would be even harder is if we never found out and people kind of suffered silently behind the scenes, or we never really knew who certain people were and continued to support them, you know? I'm glad we found out when we did. As soon as the perception can be removed and the reality can shine forward, the easier it is. You know? Exactly, Whispers. Any amount helps and is fully supported. Just make sure you have enough to take care of yourself too. Exactly, exactly. Like I said, I acknowledge that, like, right now, the economy is really sucky. So, just know that no matter how little you're able to give, I mean, I'm gonna be hustling in my own way, because it's a group effort. So you don't have to do it all yourself, or like push yourself to do too much. Your health is really important to me. Thank you, Azumi. I really appreciate that. It's always nice watching you. Always a good vibe. Thank you. I really try. My legs actually are in some pain on my days off due to that. 8 miles every single day is a lot. I mean, let me think. I do 5 miles a day personally for my health. Sometimes I do 10, but like, if I did it consistently, I think I'd be in just as much pain. She can sit, I can sit. I sits. Exactly, Intel. Sitting back and observing events in this space, which is pretty recent, mind you, and happenings, is like watching civilization evolve. That's exactly what it is. We're watching a specific segment of the internet, like this virtual empire, go through its shifts. That's a really good analogy. This overnight job is really physically intensive because I would be working with a team of people to basically organize and restock an entire grocery store in a single night for 8 hours. But it will help my body a lot due to my hypothyroidism and being on HRT. Not many jobs for trans people like me, so I'm making the best of what I have. You know, that is so true. A big ponent of chronic illness is like, you can't necessarily do the career you want, or maybe like what will pay the most. Sometimes you need to pick the one that's healthiest, and sometimes that is actually like retail. That's been one of the kind of unexpected turning points for me, is like realizing, oh, like, because I didn't know I had chronic illness for the longest time, I thought, you know, I'm gonna like get my degrees, get these fancy skill sets, and like, you know, maybe work an office job at some corporation. But knowing that my body needs movement now, and even to a degree, like, you know, support from other people, I can't kind of be my own island, that really changes your job prospects. And I don't think that's something we really talk about very much when it comes to mental and physical health. Like, sometimes your health does dictate a lot of your life choices. But that's also why I am even more proud of you, Nora, because, like, I don't know how you feel about working in retail personally, but I imagine it's hard. I imagine, like, if you had a choice of something that was maybe a little less active, but, like, paid better, maybe you would prefer that. So, shout out to you for, like, seeing the value in it, as hard as it is, and for sticking to it. I hope that over time it becomes something much healthier and fulfilling. 8 miles at the least? Jeez, dude. You know what? You at that point, you might be moving so much, you'd qualify as, like, athletic. Trumpet, you might be an athlete. That's okay, Kage. I really can't do more than 2 miles when I can because of my work hours and work at home. That's okay. As much as you can do, that's enough. Because all you can do is what you can do, right? Can't push yourself beyond what you can do. That's how you burn out. And we don't want that. Burnout is not healthy. Yeah, I resonate with that, Rickley. Corpos are complicated. I'm a Nintendo and Holo EN fan. That doesn't mean I'm a fan of everything they do. Because they're pretty flawed as companies, but that shouldn't reflect badly on their talent or fans. Yeah, online there is this tendency to, like, see everything as a monolith. The company's mistakes are their own fault, not everyone else's. I agree. I agree. Yep, life rarely goes as you plan. They say when man plans, God laughs. Walk 500 miles and walk 500 more. Oh my god. 'Cause you know I'd walk 500 miles. I respect you more. Thank you. I mean, I'm giving you the credit here because you're the one who's doing it. I mean, I personally couldn't work retail because, like, the way my nervous system is sensitive to stress. So, like, I couldn't do it. Respect to you. You can. That's amazing. I know, like, a lot of people look up to VTubers and wish they could be them, but, like, I don't think we talk enough about how some VTubers, like, really look up to normal people. Because, like, some VTubers will never be normal people. So, like, what normal people do naturally all the time, that seems very ordinary to normal people, to them is, like, extraordinary. Which is how it is for me. Like, when I hear you guys living normal lives, I'm like, holy crap. I can't do like 50% of that. That's amazing. Like, I really look up to you. I hope that I can do stuff like that someday. That whole thing about trust reminded me of the whole completionist thing from years ago, and you're right. As much as it sucked to find out Gerard's a jerk, at least we found out sooner rather than later. Better to know sooner than not. Yeah, because the more that time goes on, like, the more invested we become in people. You know? It's never fun to learn when you do learn, but, like, if you're gonna be disappointed, better for it to happen sooner than later. Because the more invested you are in someone, the more deeply it's gonna hurt when you realize, oh, like, this person wasn't who I thought they were. I feel like a lot of people these days neglect their mental health too much and don't get the right rest and eventually break. Everyone, make sure to rest so you don't fall apart. Exactly. I feel like a big struggle with that too is I think some people are in very hard situations where it feels like they can't afford to rest. You know what I mean? Like, if someone has a very limited income, but like rent's due at the end of the month and they feel like they have to work like crazy to just make it, a lot of people in that situation will feel like, well, working around the clock is all I can do. You know, and when you're stressed out like that, your ability to think and even, for example, have empathy starts to go down because the more tired you become, like the less you're kind of online, the more you're going into survival and like autopilot mode. But if those people could catch their breath even for just a day, they could like strategize more. They could actually call family and friends and be like, hey, I need help. Or like maybe call their county office and be like, do you have support programs for people like me who maybe have my condition or who have like this income level, etc. But I feel like some people are so kind of in their own silo and isolated in what feels like this constant need to work all the time. They can't like break out of it unless someone kind of goes into their circle, goes into their little bubble and is like, hey, you're like burning yourself out, man. And you're burning yourself out so much like you can't think around the problem. So you're stuck in it. You know what I mean? But there is a lot of support out there. In fact, very recently I learned that by accident. In my networking with people, I had a conversation with someone and they told me about this program that New York State has. So New York State has this partnership with Coursera. And the way it works is that if you're either unemployed or underemployed, you actually get free Coursera courses and certificates. You just have to sign up through the New York State website. And I didn't know that this was a thing. Because I'm a freelancer, I qualified. That's how I'm getting my tech certificates. So I'm getting certificates from like Google, IBM, Microsoft, and I don't have to pay anything because I found out about this program. But like, you know, it's a government program. The government isn't known for being very good at marketing their own support systems and like programs. So like, if you're not meeting people who can like tell you these things, you may be missing out on a lot of support that exists for people in your situation, but that you just don't know exists. Thank you, Whispers. Have a good sleep. Please rest. Please hydrate. I'll see you later. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Then I go mow the lawn on most Tuesdays in 90 plus Fahrenheit with a jacket on. Holy crap, Trumpet. That's amazing. Part of my hypothyroidism is that my body isn't very good at regulating temperature. So I literally can't do that. That's amazing. Love that song. Ever heard the AI Neko art cover of 1,000 Miles? It's pretty good, not gonna lie, and the animated video with it is nice too. I haven't. What is AI Neko? That it sounds sort of familiar, but I don't think I've seen it before. It really does feel like it's by design, Lurker. I feel like it's getting harder and harder for people to like make any other argument. I can explain. Firstly, welcome to stream. Thank you for being here. I posted a video last night, very suddenly, announcing that I'm doing a soft rebrand starting today. The full rebrand is going to be on August 22nd. Long story short, a lot of health changes happened this year and really encouraged me to reevaluate my life and just make sure that everything that I really value is being portrayed in every portion of my life. And for a long time now, I've been holding on to this model and wanting to rebrand, but I was just kind of waiting for the right moment. It was supposed to be part of this much bigger kind of rollout that didn't end up happening. And with my latest diagnosis, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to wait anymore. I'm just going to drop everything. And yeah, it's very sudden, admittedly, and it's a huge change, but also what's healthy for me and authentic for me in light of all the changes that happened this year. So I know it's super sudden. I totally understand if you miss the old model and stuff. I will too, but it was definitely time. You get cold easily? Because of my autism messing with my heart heat regulation. I didn't know that. I didn't know autism did that. Whoa. Interesting. I have heard that, for example, some people with autism need to like eat very specifically. So I knew about stuff like that, but I didn't know it affected heat regulation. Whoa. AI Neko is an AI bot with Neko Ark's voice singing 1,000 miles. Okay, I might have seen something from AI Neko before, not that specific song, but I was like, that sounds familiar, but I know that's not Vocaloid. Or at least I don't think that is related. Oh. You know, that sort of makes sense. Because we've learned there's like a brain-gut connection. So if that's the case, and you know, autism is partly a neurochemistry, a neuroscience thing, it would make sense if there were other kind of connections between the brain and other mechanisms of the body. That's really interesting. It is a spectrum. This is true. This is true. Goddess, hello! Welcome to stream! I'm doing very well. I'm having a very good birthday talking to all of you. I've been really excited. We've been talking about so many good things, learning Japanese, going to Japan, stuff that's been going on in the VTuber community, people taking care of their health. It's been a good time. Oh, also, a lot of progress with the PC funding campaign. We're past 30%. Heck yeah. The thing that I invested in that has helped me so much, especially with my new position coming up, is a new floor bed. More specifically, I got a trifold memory foam floor mattress along with a Japanese floor bed top for it. And now my lower back pain is almost non-existent now. Whoa! But I can tell my core needs to be exercised more. I've always wondered about that. In the West, we have mattresses, but I feel like they're not the healthiest for our spine. But like, something more flat, like Japanese futons, kind of looks like it would maybe be better for posture. And I've wondered about that. Also, sometimes I've considered switching to a Japanese futon because I'm just like, mattresses are so much work, man. And they take up so much space. And they're probably not very good for the environment either. So I'm like slowly but surely contemplating, like, should I just, like, slowly but surely live like a Japanese person? Because maybe it's better. Okay. I am getting tired. I would like to support a friend who's streaming. Let's see. Guys! Would you like... Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. I've learned from past experiences I shouldn't just raid people, because sometimes I raid people right when they're ending, and that's very unfortunate. Hold on, let me check to see if this person is midstream. Okay, this person looks like they're midstream. Okay, you know what? Hold on. I'm gonna go to someone who hasn't been streaming as long, because I'm a little paranoid. I feel bad when I raid people and they're like leaving. Okay, I found someone. Guys, it's our favorite potato. Just kidding. It's not potato, it's pomato. She's a very cute sci-fi VTuber. And right now... yeah, she's in just chatting. I was like, is this a game? No, this is just chatting. And she's a real scientist, by the way. Did you know that? A real scientist. It's true. Saribot, hi! I didn't know that Saribot could say goodbye. Wow. I'm glad I got to see the cute Lila again. It felt like so long because I've been so busy lately. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Hopefully when I end stream there will actually be a VOD. I'm not sure if there will be though, because like I said before, OBS is broken, so there's no stop streaming button. It thinks I haven't even started, so we'll see how that goes. If I get a VOD, I'll upload it to the VOD channel. This was a nice stream. Have good night. Have a good night, Lila and chat. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here. Have a good night. Don't forget to hydrate. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you very much. I will see you soon. So stay tuned with your Twitch notifications. Bye-bye!